Your cat has been warning you for weeks, and you probably missed every single sign. That random bite? Not random. Vets say most cat attacks happen in the exact same 5 spots, places owners touch out of pure habit, without realizing they're pressing on some of the most nerve-sensitive zones on a cat's body. One wrong touch, in the wrong spot, at the wrong moment, can undo months of built-up trust in seconds. Here's what your cat has actually been trying to tell you all along. I was heartbroken when I first heard the story of a woman named Danielle. Her cat, Oliver, had always been the cuddly type. Every evening he'd hop onto her lap, knead the blanket, and settle in for an hour of belly rubs and quiet purring. So when he suddenly hissed and swiped at her hand one night, she froze. It wasn't like him at all. She checked him over, worried something was physically wrong. But he seemed completely fine otherwise, eating normally, playing with his toys, greeting her at the door like always. Confused and a little hurt, she brought it up during Oliver's next checkup, half expecting the vet to tell her something serious was going on. Instead, the vet crouched down, watched Oliver's ears flatten slightly and his tail tuck the moment Danielle reached toward his stomach, and gently explained that nothing had changed in how much Oliver loved her. What had changed was the moment itself, and the very specific way cats experience touch compared to how we do. To understand why, it helps to remember what cats actually are underneath all that softness. Long before couches and cat trees, cats were small, solitary hunters who were also, quite often, hunted themselves. That dual identity shaped their entire nervous system, so certain areas close to the spine or vital organs are still treated as vulnerable, even in a cozy living room. Nerve density also isn't spread evenly across a cat's body. Some regions are simply wired to react faster than others. It's not a moody personality. It's biology doing exactly what it evolved to do. 1. The belly. It looks like the softest, most inviting spot on a cat's entire body, and that's exactly why so many owners can't resist reaching for it. But to a cat, the belly protects vital organs, and instinct treats it as the last line of defense. Rolling onto their back is usually a sign of comfort or playfulness, not an invitation to touch. The moment a hand actually moves toward it, many cats tense up immediately, grab with their front paws, or deliver a quick warning nip before you even realize what happened. Watch the tail closely in these moments. A flick or a thump is often the last clear signal before a reaction escalates. Belly touches are really only safe when the cat repeatedly initiates contact themselves and stays visibly relaxed the entire time, not just in the first few seconds. 2. The paws. Cats depend heavily on their paws for hunting, balance, climbing, and self-defense, which makes this one of the most nerve-dense areas on their entire body. Holding or squeezing them, even gently and even out of affection, can feel to a cat like losing control over their most essential survival tool. Some cats do learn to tolerate light paw touches over time, especially if it's introduced slowly and patiently from kittenhood. But sudden or firm handling in adulthood usually triggers an instant pull away, a shake of the paw, or a defensive nip if repeated. Vets often recommend short, calm touches paired with a small reward immediately afterward, which helps cats build positive associations with paw handling instead of dreading it. 3. The tail base. This small area connects directly into a dense network of spinal nerves, which explains why so many cats twitch, flick, or even growl when it's pressed too firmly or for too long. The tail also functions as a major communication tool, expressing everything from excitement to irritation to fear, so repeated touching here can interfere with that natural signaling system entirely. Light, gentle strokes along the length of the tail are sometimes welcomed, especially with cats who share a deep bond with their owner, but squeezing or pressing near the base specifically can trigger sudden aggression that catches most owners completely off guard. A good rule of thumb here is simple. Let the tail come to you instead of reaching for it first. 4. The whiskers. Whiskers are far more than decoration sitting on a cat's face. Each one connects to a dense bundle of nerves that helps a cat judge distance, sense subtle vibrations in the air, and read its surroundings almost like a built-in radar system. Touching or pulling on them, even gently and even with good intentions, can overwhelm that sensitive system very quickly. Most cats will pull their head back, blink rapidly, or shake their head the moment their whiskers are disturbed in any way. Because whiskers serve such a critical sensory function, the safest approach is to leave them alone entirely and instead redirect that affection toward areas cats actually enjoy, like the cheeks or the base of the ears. 5. The lower back. This is where something veterinarians call petting-induced overstimulation tends to happen. Repetitive stroking in this particular nerve-dense zone slowly builds up sensory input until a cat suddenly reacts, sometimes right in the middle of what looked like a content, relaxed purr. Owners often describe this moment as their cat snapping, for no reason, but in reality, the nervous system has simply reached its natural limit after too much continuous stimulation. Short petting sessions with small, deliberate pauses in between allow cats to enjoy affection fully without ever building up to that overstimulated threshold in the first place. Most owners watch the tail for warning signs, but veterinarians say the earliest alert actually shows up in the ears and pupils. A slight ear rotation combined with subtly dilated pupils often appears seconds before a defensive reaction, giving you a quiet, private warning system that almost nobody knows to look for. Oliver never stopped loving Danielle. He just spoke in a language she hadn't learned yet. And once she understood that, everything between them changed. She stopped taking his reactions personally and started paying attention instead, watching his ears, his tail, the small shifts in his body that had been there all along. Within a few weeks, Oliver was more relaxed around her than ever. Not because she loved him more, but because he finally felt understood. That's really what this comes down to. Every cat carries its own map of comfort and vulnerability, shaped by instinct, past experiences, and the small moments that build trust over time. Learning that map isn't a sign of a difficult cat or a failed bond. It's the beginning of something deeper. The more we slow down and listen to these quiet signals, the more our cats feel safe enough to lean into affection instead of pulling away from it. And that shift, from confusion to understanding, is where real trust between a person and their cat actually begins. If this helped you understand your cat a little better, consider subscribing for more science-backed insights into the animals we love.